Hello and welcome to today's video. So last episode we got this head built, we wrangled a bunch of frogs, and the idea was to use the frogs to get frog lights to actually get this head's eyes fitted in. However, I mean, I've done a little bit of exploring of the nether, couldn't really find any basalt delta biomes, no treasure bastions either, so it's going to be quite hard to actually get those magma cubes to get those frog lights. Also, we are planning on building some more things in the entrance soon, so we're going to have 2 large towers, and the issue is we have this spider farm here. So first of all, I thought it'd be worthwhile turning this thing around and building a secondary room inside the fortress. That way we can have like a little potion room on the inside, and we can farm, you know, spider eyes to make potions and stuff, and it just makes thematical sense. So we'll get to that right now. So I'm just going to destroy this, run in there, and light this bad boy up. So this should prevent all spiders from spawning. And then all we really need to do now is, well, first of all, I'm just going to get rid of these water sources. That would be a good idea. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to build through the back of the wall, and then we'll see where this actually is in our fortress, where it comes out of on the other side. That will sort of dictate how big we can build the room. Now, this is an old room I've been really excited to actually get around to building for quite a while, just because potion rooms, there's so many possibilities you can do with them. There's so many like little details you can add, just because there's loads of magical, just, you know, or alchemical things in the game that can serve as decorations, like amethyst crystals, all different kind of plants, etc. So I'm not actually sure where we are here. I'm not sure if I should be digging this way. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, ideally we should pop out on the other side of the fortress at some point. Right, so we've dug it. It turns out it was the opposite way. It was in this direction. And this is where we emerge out of our fortress. We've got a little mud square thing there where the frogs are. Now, I did want this room to be quite big, but I just don't think we've really got the space for it. So I'm going to have to make a few alterations. You can see this little ravine down there. That's another thing as well. There's not much space under this, and I wanted some cellar action going on. So, I mean, we're gonna have to improvise, but that's no issue. So, cut. I've already put some basic things in here. Now, another reason why I wanted to get this room done is because I want to make a frog farm. Because at some point we are going to be marching an absolute armada of frogs into the Nether, so they can just devour every magma cube in sight. And this is what I've gone with over here. So, I mean, it looks terrible at the moment, but the idea is there's going to be frogs in here. I'm going to feed them slime through this trapdoor. And then we're going to activate this. What this does is it pulls a block from underneath that, and I'll show you underneath here. This causes the water to flow down into this section. So the idea is once the frogs are bred, they've laid their eggs, the tadpoles emerge, we can pull this lever, all the tadpoles will get sucked down here into this little pond, and this is where we'll actually store the majority of the frogs. Now, there are some issues with the design. The actual aesthetic design is definitely not finalised yet. I do want it to be a tank, you know, a tank type thing, but, you know, it looks terrible at the minute, so I'm going to change that. So I think it's about time we actually get the frogs in there now, just so we can actually test the functionality of the thing. And one frog did actually escape because I had 3 tadpoles, so I have no idea where that frog ended up. It's out there somewhere in the world. I hope it's doing good. Maybe even run into it at some point. Another thing is this place is just getting full of iron golems as well for some reason. I think it's because it's slightly elevated, and for whatever reason Minecraft mobs tend to favour higher elevation. So I'm just going to break these. Hopefully this tank's big enough for me to actually get these in here and I'll still be able to get back out. Doesn't look like it is actually. So I'm just going to hold this slime to try and like lure them in. Nope, they're getting stuck under the stairs. I guess we can just pop a block in front of it. So hopefully this should work now. Yep, so far so good. Right, I think we'll just push them in now. I think that's good enough. Yeah, they're not going to come any further. Oh, for God's sake! Right. Let's nudge, nudge, nudge. Right, okay, that's good enough. Block them up. Yeah, there we go. Now, one issue with this is because it's an iron trap door, it actually locks the hopper when it's closed, so I have to open the iron trap door to actually activate the mechanism that sends the tadpoles a little bit lower. I do actually need these leads as well, just because I've got no slime at the moment. That's another thing I'm going to have to do soon, is build a slime farm, which I'm not looking forward to, just because I have an idea of what I want to build, and I know that it's going to take ages because it's huge. But I think I'm on my last, like, 8 slime, so it's going to have to happen at some point. And we've added in a rabbit hutch. Like I said, this is going to be a potion room, so I want all the creatures, all the plants, anything that can be used to make potions, I want it based here. So, you know, I've added some hoppers in there. The idea is we'll add a ladder in, we'll climb up, and we'll just kill the rabbits, and then everything should get put in that chest, everything they drop. So the rabbit hides and stuff like that, the rabbit feet. Also, I've started hollowing this area out because there's something I forgot. So we picked up a sniffer egg a while ago, a few episodes ago now. And if anybody watched that video, you know I hate the sniffer, absolutely hate it. However, I can't deny the plants that it digs up will look good in a potion room. That's just an unfortunate fact. So I'm going to hollow this area out, and then we're going to just pop our sniffer egg in here. Now, from what I've read, Sniffers, it takes them ages to actually dig up plants, like 10 minutes. So we've added in all the hoppers in here. We're going to add mud over. So the reason why we're using mud is because mud isn't a full block, so anything on top of these hoppers will get picked up by the hoppers. If it was a full block, then it wouldn't work. The item would just stay on top of the block. Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, I think it takes like 10 minutes per seed they dig up, so it's definitely not efficient, and we only have one, so yeah, I mean, I'm not thrilled about that. I mean, the one job the sniffer had, it's still not good at it. So we've added in some iron bars now. I'm just going to pop the egg down. Like so. Finish blockading this place up, and then hopefully we should start getting some of these new prehistoric looking plants. And back to this, so we've changed it a little bit. We've lowered the roof of it. We have some tadpoles here, and we're just going to test if it actually works. So like I said, we have to open the trapdoor for it to work. And then, yeah, looks like the tadpoles are getting sucked down. Not as fast as I was hoping, but you know, it works, it's functional. Redstone Genius over here. And we'll just go down if this guy gets out of the way. Oh, our egg's cracking a little bit as well. So yeah, we do have the tadpoles now in this little pond. We are just going to farm this for quite a while until we have about like 30 frogs. And then hopefully by that point we found somewhere in the nether where we can actually spawn some magma cubes. Magma pubes? Ooh. Definitely got to beep that out. Also tried to add like a little mushroom farm at the back here, but it's not really working. So we'll change that up at some point. And another thing I wanted to add is, of course, a place to farm netherwort. Netherwort is used in the majority of potions, so it sort of makes sense that we'd have a room in here to farm it. Now, of course, there is no way to actually automatically farm netherwort, so it's going to be one of these old school crop designs where there's water at the back, and we can either shoot it out with dispensers or we can use some pistons to retract and let it flow down. But the idea is there's going to be soul soil, soul sand, whatever, on top of these. It's going to be full of netherwort. We're going to activate it. It's going to flow down into these hoppers and into this chest. So we're in the nether now to actually get some sand. We actually found this escapee frog. It seems he has made friends with this pig and gone on the run into the nether. And here we are. Now I'm going to dig this up. I'm not sure if you can grow netherwort on soul soil. I assume you can, because isn't it like the exact same as soul sand? But I mean, there's plenty of soul sand here anyway, so it's not going to be an issue. But I might as well just collect some of this stuff anyway, just for a rainy day. I don't really go into the nether often. So that should be just about enough. Well, actually far more than enough. So we'll get back now and we'll finish off building the nether wart farm. And boy oh boy did we get hella lucky. So on the way out we actually killed a wither skeleton, and we actually got a wither skeleton skull, which I was certainly not expecting at all, but I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Absolutely perfect timing as well, because this would actually be really well in the room. It would suit as a really good decoration. I was planning on putting skulls in there anyway, but regular skulls from charged creepers are even harder to get than these, so yeah, perfect. And it seems our sniffer has grown up. Here he is. Still not giving me any seeds though, which is unfortunate. He's not going to turn around either, so we can get a look at him. But yeah, again, I just hate this design. I mean, they should have made it look like a woolly rhino or something, or something more realistic than. I mean, what animal has like 3 legs on each side and a massive yellow nose and like a bush grunt? It's nonsense. I mean, I'm very much in favour of fantasy mobs in Minecraft as long as they look good. That just looks like a childish cartoon. And here we go, so we've got our soul sand. It turns out soul soil did not work, so noted for future reference. And then all we really need to do now is just put like a little redstone line down the side of it, the space that's left a little bit open. Add the water in the back, and then this should be pretty much functional. Bit of an issue is we do have this building sticks out, so we're going to have to actually build the exterior of it inside the fortress and make it look like it's something. So here we go, completely done now. The redstone's done. So this is how it looks when it's finished. I'll give you a demonstration now. Hit that. Pistons at the bottom, well at the top, retract. The water flows down. All the nether wart gets deposited in this chest right here. And then all we need to do is just flick the lever again. Pistons go back down. Water stops flowing down. And then to plant more, all we really need to do is just pop this trapdoor open, go in the side, in this door here, and then just plant it like you would any other regular crop. And I've not actually got enough, but that should be fine. That should be a decent demonstration. And it seems our big guy over here has actually gotten us a seed, a torchflower seed, and honestly it feels like we've been building this for about 2 hours now, so maybe it's even worse than 1 every 10 minutes. So I did say I was going to turn this around, and we are still going to do that. I mean, this was the episode where we were trying to get functional stuff done. However, I do have an idea for a decoration in this room. It's going to be a mob, and we may need to put rail tracks through here from the nether portal to actually get the mob through. So we're not going to change this around just yet. We'll do that next episode, which is where we'll be doing the majority of the decoration for the room once all the functional stuff's in. So yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.